interested to hear how your experiment with not relying on the mind went for you. Okay, so the invitation here was to not go to the mind. Okay, I'm seeing people smiling and laughing. I'm curious about how that was. So the invitation was to live not without thought, because thoughts can be there, but without referring to thought, to define yourself, to know what to do, to describe what's going on, to try to control things or predict things, to try to solve problems. So really the invitation is just being here, be here. And it's kind of radical. So if you're very used to going to the mind and you're not doing that, then what? It's a big then what? Then where do you go? Who are you? How do you know what to do? And as I said in the email that I sent out, what comes up? Because the going into the mind and attachment to the mind for living might be masking certain feelings, right? So I go to the mind to figure things out because I'm afraid. I go to the mind to try to solve problems because it masks my feeling of helplessness or not knowing what to do, or anything, could be anything. So what that means is the mind, going into the mind to live is a defense against what's actually here. And in the end, a defense to life. We're defending against life, actually as it is in our direct experience right now, by going into the mind and trying to figure it all out. We're not actually conscious, we're always here, but we're not actually consciously here 100% if we're trying to figure out life in the mind. Okay. So would anybody like to share their experiences of that? Of what happened? And you can go ahead and raise your hand. Great, Andrea. And I want to invite people who haven't spoken yet, you know, if you're kind of, and I know that can be hard for people to speak up in a group like this. And we've heard along the weekend of some people just taking a risk, you know, taking a risk in a small group, taking a risk. Whenever you go outside of a conditioned pattern, it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're outside of your comfort zone, but you're in the land of freedom. And freedom doesn't always feel comfortable. It's unknown. And especially if you're just beginning to move outside of a pattern and to say, I'm just not going to go there anymore. I'm not going to live in that lane. I'm going to explore the rest of life. It can be scary. So we honor that. We honor everything. We honor that fear. We honor that desire to stay stuck. And some of us have that. We don't really want to be stuck, but we want to be where things are familiar. We honor all of that because life, consciousness includes all of that. Nothing is separate. Nothing is left out. It can't be, because consciousness is the substance of all of life. Everything is included. So the more in our human lives that we can align with that all infinite being, infinite potential, that then we're moving in the direction of freedom. We're in line with freedom. We live what is already true about ourselves. We've created all these layers of falseness, and we unwind that, or, you know, let that all fall away and collapse. And then what's revealed is the purity of life, the purity of who you are, the shining magnificence of this life.